Welcome, everyone. I'm Pat Washburn. I'm a member of this congregation. This church has put a great deal of work into accessibility, but we haven't quite managed to make the pulpit accessible. So if you have trouble seeing me, just visualize that there is a very beautiful woman of about 25 sitting up here. On a more serious note, we like to begin each service by affirming that we are meeting on unceded land of the Wabanaki Alliance. Our church in particular has a shameful history of participating in the genocide of the Wabanaki, and in the current era we seek, not just with our words, but with our actions, to support and uphold the rights of Maine's Indigenous tribes. And as we get started, I want to make it very clear that no matter who you are, what your background, what you believe or don't believe, who you love, or what gender you are welcome here. Thanks. After the service, if you have questions about Unitarian Universalism, please help yourself to one of our pamphlets or ask me or any of the people with name tags. I am a pagan, which means I'm part of a loose-knit group of people who believe in the holiness of nature and often connect to pre-Christian deities or various places. Today's service honors a pagan goddess. It's not a pagan ritual. It's set within the standard format of a Unitarian Universalist service and is meant to offer spiritual nourishment to people of many different belief systems or none at all. We start our service by lighting the sacred flame, and my friend Merritt is going to help me with this. And people who are familiar with our opening words may join in as she does so. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine.
When darkness falls and the world turns to shadow, be not afraid.
Today, I want to tell you the story of Senuna. She was the goddess of a sacred spring in the Celto-Roman period, basically the 1st through 3rd centuries. She was a local goddess specific to a place in England which is still called Ashwell. Her worshippers honored her with a silver statue, beautiful jewelry, and gold plaques inscribed with their prayers. At some point, for reasons we do not know, someone packed up all her treasures in her statue and buried them. While other gods of this period were known throughout history, Senuna and her worship disappeared from the historical record and were lost. And lost, and buried, and dark. And 20 years ago, a guy with a metal detector rediscovered Senuna and her treasures. And that discovery led to a wonderful exploration of the area's archaeology. When this discovery became known, I was part of a small group of pagans in York County who offered what I believe was the first ritual in her honor in 1800 years. And one of the other members of that group is here today, and I'm very grateful. Today, we will spend a little time exploring her story as a way of affirming that even the longest time of darkness can eventually end in light. When we did that ritual, we were able to do it in the evening so we could easily plunge the space into darkness. Today it's light, so instead of waiting in the dark, we're going to connect with the theme of darkness with a couple of poems and a song by the late, great Leonard Cohen. Taryn? Yes, that's now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Taryn. All right, yes, this is what I'm reading. I'm reading a poem by Philip Larkin called Going. There is an evening coming in, across the fields one never seen before, that lights no lamps. Silken it seems at a distance, yet when it is drawn up over the knees and breast, it brings no comfort. Where has the tree gone that locked earth to sky? What is under my hands that I cannot feel? What loads my hands down?
Sarah Howe, titled Relativity for Stephen Hawking. When we wake up, brushed by panic in the dark, our pupils grope for the shape of things we know. Photon loosed from slits like greyhounds at the track reveal light's doubleness in their cast shadows that stripe a dimmed lab's wall, particles no more, and with a wave bid all certainties goodbye. For what's sure in a universe that Dopplers away like a siren's midnight cry? They say a flash seen from on and off a hurtling train will explain why time dilates like a perfect afternoon, predicts black holes where parallel lines will meet, whose dark horizon even starlight, bent in its tracks, can't resist. If we can think this far, might not our eyes adjust to the dark?
And now we will sing hymn 123, Spirit of Life. We sing that every week at this church, so lots of people know it by heart. Somebody who can sing, please give me an opening note. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Row in the wind, rise in the sea, move in my heart, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Thank you. The next part of this service is a meditation. I invite you to close your eyes if you like. Relax your body, take a couple of deep breaths, and prepare to journey in mind to a place long ago and far away. We begin in darkness, in the cool, quiet earth of an ordinary town. Here she sleeps for hundreds of years. Kings and queens come and go. Wars start and end. Roads roll through the town. Generation upon generation of people are born, live their lives, and return to the earth. She sleeps on, she and her treasures, carefully hidden in an ordinary field. 1,000 years pass, and perhaps 800 more. A man passes over the field, searching for metal, probing the earth with electrical pulses. It is this electricity which finds her, yet still she does not wake. Carefully, people of science bring her forth from the earth, she and her treasures corroded and covered with dirt. Yet still she does not wake. They study what they have found, and among the things they learn is her name, Senuna. Everyone came to the spring, not only for fresh water, but for healing, for cleansing, for the chance to meet one's neighbors. The town was growing, the world around it changing, but the people still called the spring and its goddess by an ancient name, Senuna. They were grateful to the goddess for the steady flow of water that allowed their area to thrive. The Romans adopted her, gave her the look of one of their goddesses, built her a temple. The shrine grew into a rich and important place of worship. Gold and silver were given to her as her due. People from near and far offered prayers to her, gave rich gifts and thanks for favors received. Even when new conquerors and religions arrived and the temple was threatened, someone cared enough for Senuna to pack her treasures carefully and bury them where they would be safe. Centuries later, after news of her rediscovery becomes known, people gather once more in her name and build a temple of imagination and worship. In the spiritual realm, we return to Senuna's town, finding a temple near a spring. Perhaps it's a bit dirty and in need of repairs. With energy and love, we cleanse and purify this sacred space and reawaken her spirit for ourselves and for everyone. Senuna speaks to you. You are a drop of water, yet a drop of water that falls into my well casts a mighty wave. For years upon years, I knew nothing but cold solitude. Now I have returned and awakened. With me, I bring the joy that can only be found after darkness is known. I bring the warmth that can only be felt by the ice that breaks under the sun's rays. I bring love, passion, and playfulness, for I rejoice with you. I bring healing and renewal. For all these things I have found again with your aid. And when you are ready, open your eyes and return fully to this place. Our ushers, thank you to our ushers, are going to pass among you for the offering. This is totally voluntary, but even a small contribution can help pay the staff who keeps this historic building running and make it a place where we can all be welcome. If you have found meaning in today's words and music, please give what you can.
Wake now my senses and hear the earth call. Feel the deep power of being in awe. Keep with the web of creation your vow. Giving, receiving as love shows us how. Wake now, compassion, give heed to the cry. Voices of suffering fill the wide sky. Take as your neighbor both stranger and friend, praying and striving their hardship to end.
Thank you so much. We originally didn't have ushers scheduled for today, and these people stepped up at the last minute, so I really appreciate them. Is there anyone from the church who has a community announcement? Okay, I do have one that I would like to make. Starting September 18th and running for 4 weeks, there will be a pagan study group here in the parish hall from 3 to 5 on Sunday afternoons for 4 weeks, led by, me. And if you have an interest in learning more about this path, or if you have practiced on this path and maybe taken a break, I would love to have you with us. There will be more about that in the church announcements as we move forward. And now we extinguish the chalice. This was a really fast service, huh? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now we're going to sing something that I bet you all know.
Ready? There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yes, there's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. May we know that together. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. There's a little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my room, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light, this light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, shine, shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thank you for being here, everyone. I will be out in the parish hall if anybody wants to speak, and I wish you all a wonderful, light-filled day.